So many security leaders struggle to effectively manage vulnerabilities. There's always resource constraint, the reports constantly show new vulnerabilities, it's overwhelming. And eventually, some teams might even get creative in their reporting so the numbers look good. And I'm not saying this is right, because it's not, but it just happens. And while it isn't a comprehensive list, I'd like to share 5 key insights that may help you if you're responsible for vulnerability management in your organization. Number 1, you will always find vulnerabilities. If your full vulnerability scan reports aren't really noisy, then you're doing something wrong. The key is learning to translate vulnerability scan data into business risk. This helps with the overall buy-in and strength needed from your service delivery teams. Number 2, look beyond the CVEs. Vulnerabilities are nothing more than business risk in the context of technology. Consider incorporating exceptions to security policies and standards into your program. The reality is, some kind of technology or configuration that you have will not support your business requirements, which are defined in your policy. So track that as a business risk under the vulnerability management umbrella. Number 3, classify your assets and prioritize them. Especially when you're starting a new vulnerability management program, you may need to identify assets that you care about. Servers, workstations, printers with hard drives, anything that contains sensitive data or the loss of would cause material harm in your organization. But anything else, shove it to the bottom of the list and deprioritize it and focus on what matters most. Number 4, separate patching and your tactical approach. Patching is often the root cause of vulnerabilities in an environment. If all you do to remediate vulnerabilities is patch systems, then you're going to miss the other stuff. Whether it's Adobe Reader, Java, or some other common application, make sure that you get that addressed in your patching program and do that really well. Vulnerability management is still great for checks and balances to help identify those vulnerabilities. Try and make sure patching is exceptional on the front end. That way your vulnerability management program can really identify those other key risks to the business. And then number 5, qualify your risks, don't quantify them. A lot of times teams will measure the volume of a risk score dropping. Every vendor has their own flavor. And I'm not saying these are wrong. I'm not even saying this approach is wrong. But say you have 100 million as a score. Depending on your size, etc., that may be good or bad. But 100 million is your score. That score is going to go up and down pretty regularly. And I just don't know that that's the most effective approach. There's another approach, measuring SLAs. This is often good for senior leaders. You as a subject matter expert are saying, hey, these are higher critical risks. We need to address them in a timely manner. And you report that. And you focus on that. That can be good. But I still think it's important to translate what you're identifying into business risk. And whether you're using CVSS scores or some other model, learn to identify the high and critical vulnerabilities. Maybe in your case, it's CVSS 7 and above. Then measure the percentage of the high vulnerabilities compared to all the vulnerabilities in the environment. Remember, number 1, you're always going to have vulnerabilities. Your risk score is going to go up and down. But if you want to translate the business risk, have a single KPI to focus on. That is an approach to take. And it's a very clear way to present business risk to stakeholders. Let's talk vulnerability management. On the one hand, you have security teams or security functions, whether that's in-house or outsourced, and they're really good at identifying vulnerabilities and prioritizing them, helping the business know what business risks exist and in what order they need to be addressed. Then on the other side, you have your IT or your service delivery teams. Typically, they're charged with remediating those vulnerabilities. Each team has its own set of resource constraints. Sales and marketing groups from different vulnerability scanning tools or companies, what they typically focus on is the security side of it. They'll say, hey, we can help you identify and prioritize and take things off your plate. And those are really good things. But the part that they're, again, dialed into is the security side. Executives are the same way. All they care about is business risk. They just want to know what risks or what vulnerabilities in the organization and how do you address it. Security teams are usually focused over here on the IT side, because at the end of the day, when you look at the resource constraints, it is much easier and faster to identify and prioritize vulnerabilities than it is to actually remediate them. That's just how it works. And there's this missing piece in the middle. And that really represents that cohesion between the IT and the security teams. I've seen managed service companies and internal IT teams in different organizations. Some are very siloed, but then I've seen others where they do a stronger integration. And the reality is that's the sweet spot. The more you can partner between your security and your IT functions and truly figure out how to manage those vulnerabilities. This has been Naked Risk, where we strip the buzzwords, spotlight what matters, and arm leaders with raw, actionable insight.